From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Wednesday, July 22nd. It's going to be a really nice day ahead. Honestly, not nearly as warm as we have been. We're going to be in the 50s this morning. Highs are going to be around 74 degrees. Expect sunny skies and a nice day ahead.
Your day moves fast. Your news should too. That's why there's a new and improved Wish TV app bringing you more local news, breaking alerts, live streaming, weather forecasts, radar, and Indiana sports all in one place. Customize your news feed to see the stories that matter most to you and get the information you need when you need it. Download the new and improved Wish TV app today on iOS or Android and take News 8 with you everywhere.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
The president of the police union in Indianapolis is calling for answers from state and federal leaders after a judge threw out charges from the Marion County Prosecutor's Office against a local bar owner. The judge dismissed the case, citing that it was unconstitutional. The judge calls Prosecutor Ryan Mears' search of the tax records at a Broad Ripple business warrantless. The judge also says the case violated the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution and Article 1 of the Indiana Constitution, which protects citizens from unreasonable search and seizures. The Indianapolis Fraternal Order of Police President Rick Snyder says he wants to know how the ruling could affect future investigations and prosecutions.
As a result, businesses, owners, shareholders, officers of boards, and employees had their individualized confidential federal and state tax records investigated by the Marion County Prosecutor. If Prosecutor Mears claims such random casting of wide nets is justified because of proximity to crime and violence, what does this mean for other high crime neighborhoods?
The Marion County Prosecutor's Office said in a statement, a different judge considering a related case arising from the same investigation and involving substantially similar facts and legal arguments reached the opposite conclusion and denied the motion to suppress. The prosecutor's office says it is consulting with the Indiana Attorney General's office for the next steps. The state comptroller's office says it will issue $121 million worth of payments to local governments to make up for revenue lost during Indiana's gas tax holiday. That money will cover revenue lost from April 8th to May 31st. Governor Mike Braun says that people in Indiana should not expect the gas tax break to extend past August 7th. He says that's because the state legislature would have to make the decision to continue the suspension. Here's how local drivers are responding.
No, it ain't gonna make me drive less. Maybe other people, but not me.
It's definitely gonna cost more money. Every day, like, I go around the city because I work one job, then I'll go to my second job.
When it comes to gas prices, I haven't had an issue personally with whatever they might be.
The rest of the reimbursements for the gas tax holiday are expected to be issued by November 1st. Governor Braun also says he wants more funding for child care next year. Those comments follow last week's report of a $4 billion state budget reserve. News 8's government reporter Garrett Berkowitz caught up with the governor as he went to an East Side child care facility.
Look at this. Wow.
These kids attend Shepherd Child Care at the Minnie Hartman Center. Parents tell the governor they would not be here without Child Care Development Fund vouchers.
I also have a younger child who was on the waiting list for CCDF most recently, and it was a struggle. It was a struggle being able to make that payment, provide for my children as a single parent household.
Braun's visit comes as he pushes lawmakers to both increase funding and come up with new ways to deliver child care next session.
So there are always plenty of places to invest it, and to me this is a win-win. And as I said earlier, I'm going to ask businesses to foot this bill to some extent and get them more involved.
More than 300 child cares have closed in Indiana since September 1st. About 2/3 of them closed as a direct result of cuts to the CCDF voucher program. Those cuts were in response to a budget forecast that projected major revenue losses, which so far have not happened. The state began issuing CCDF vouchers again in May after a cash transfer from a contingency fund. The Family and Social Services Administration says about 35,000 children are still on the wait list for vouchers. Officials here at Shepherd Child Care say they're operating at about half capacity. The governor says that means more funding should solve much of the problem quickly.
We're going to have enough, I think, to do it correctly, to build funding into where there's excess capacity, because it looks like if we could get the funding, we could have more in a great facility like this.
Democrats say they also will prioritize child care during the 2027 budget session. They say the state needs to invest in quality child care in all of its communities.
Possibly grants, small grants and matching grants to communities to invest in that infrastructure. We could also make sure that child care providers have a path to provide benefits for their employees. These are professionals in our communities taking care of our children and helping their brains develop.
The governor also says small grants are a possibility next session. He says he's not ruling anything out. Now, we likely won't see any hard specifics from the governor or from state lawmakers until sometime between November and January. That's when the governor and all the legislative caucuses begin rolling out their 2027 priorities. On the Near East Side, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
State officials say they will not participate in the federal program that provides low-income families with groceries for their kids over the summer next year. Indiana did not fund the Sunbucks program this summer either. In years past, the program gave families in need $120 per child over the summer to pay for staple groceries. That helped more than 650,000 children in the state. The Indiana Family and Social Services Administration says the program is no longer needed, but some advocates and parents disagree.
They would get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, a piece of fruit, and like 6 ounces of milk. So it's not like this is a huge amount.
It helped because I didn't have to pay all the cash out of my pocket. You know, it helps put food in their bellies, whether it's $50, $100. That's something extra that I didn't have.
State leaders say free summer meals are available across Indiana. You can call 211 or use Community Compass and the app to find nearby food pantries. A weight loss lawsuit against an Indianapolis-based Lilly is now underway. The maker of the drug Wegovy filed a federal lawsuit yesterday claiming Lilly's advertising for one of its weight loss medications is deceptive. Novo Nordisk says Lilly's ads that show patients on Zepbound who claim to have lost more weight than those on Wegovy, that they're misleading. Novo Nordisk says that the claims are based on different levels of dosing for the two drugs and wants the ads pulled. Zepbound and Wegovy are both GLP-1 medications, but with different active ingredients. This morning, we have a warning about a scam letter you might find in your mailbox. Kara Kenny with Indiana's I-Team spoke with the Federal Trade Commission about how the scam works and what you should do if you get one.
The scam comes as a letter in the mail. It looks like it's coming from a law firm about unclaimed insurance money. The Federal Trade Commission says this scam has been around for a while, but it's making a comeback. Why? Probably because people are falling for it.
The law firm letter says one of their clients died. That client has the same last name as you.
They send that to as many people as possible in hopes that someone will respond. They're casting a wide net with that phishing scam. You may not respond, but someone else with the last name Kenny may respond.
The letter says you have unclaimed money from a life insurance policy.
The spoiler alert here is that you're not eligible for this money. The money doesn't actually exist at all. It's really just a scam to steal personal information and sometimes financial information.
They do this by asking you to call a number.
The end game for the scammer is to get you on the phone, where they're going to ask for personal information, maybe your social security number or even bank account information.
The FTC suspects scammers are using AI to make their letters sound very professional. To protect yourself, do not respond. Tell a friend or family member about it and report it to the Federal Trade Commission.
If you get one of these letters, the best thing to do is to just throw it away. And of course, never give out your personal information over the phone unless you are completely sure who you're talking to. I'm Kara Kenny with Indiana's I-Team.
U.S. Central Command says it has completed the 11th consecutive night of strikes against Iran. The latest attacks come as President Donald Trump said yesterday that the strikes would be intensifying. The Iranian Interior Minister visited Pakistan yesterday, a key mediator in the conflict, seeking to start peace talks again. However, the president says that the U.S. has no interest in meeting. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth testified before the Senate yesterday, saying that the war in Iran has already cost $37.5 billion. Hegseth was at the Capitol to ask for $87.6 billion in a supplemental request for the war as well yesterday. The Pentagon identified the third U.S. soldier killed in action over the weekend as 30-year-old Sergeant Michael Swinton. The Defense Department says Swinton was killed Sunday during a controlled detonation of a downed Iranian drone at an airbase in Iraq. The cause of the explosion is now under investigation. The president is scheduled to attend a dignified transfer for the soldiers later today. Here at home, the Fever are set to play their last game tonight against the Connecticut Sun before the All-Star break. The Fever have won 4 of their last 5 games. Second-year forward Michaela Timpson has helped with those wins. She had one of the best games of her career Friday, scoring 8 points and hauling in 9 rebounds. Her play has impressed her head coach, Stephanie White, and teammate Aaliyah Boston.
She understands her role. She doesn't try to play outside of herself. She gives us a different look from a post perspective on the defensive end with her athleticism, with her versatility, ability to guard multiple positions. She's been huge, and she's just continuing to grow and get better. And she's also just a joy to be around.
I think KK's focused, but I think KK's always been that type of player too. I mean, she's super athletic, and I think her ability to guard any position on the floor, and I think you see it with her rebounding, her blocks, just the way that she affects the game. I think it's been tremendous for us.
Fever tip-off at Gainbridge Fieldhouse tonight at 8 p.m. Two-time Hall of Famer Tamika Catchings helped pack and distribute school supplies at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Students will also receive personalized notes and encouragement from leaders across the NBA and WNBA. Catchings says it's important to show support to kids in the city.
Having things like this to show the importance, but I think most importantly, we see you, we know we want to support you, and whether or not they're my kids or not, being able to send them off to be successful, I think it's great from our standpoint.
Organizers say they'll be giving out a total of 1,000 backpacks to students in Indianapolis. In the NBA, the Pacers have waived guard Talon Peter. Pacers selected him in the second round of last year's draft with the 54th overall pick. Peter played in 38 games for the Pacers last season, averaging 4.5 points. Tyrese Haliburton and his now wife, Jay Jones, are officially married. Jones posted the announcement on her Instagram with a picture captioned, "It's courthouse official." Haliburton commented on the post, "Okay, wifey." Haliburton proposed almost 1 year ago at Iowa State, where he and Jones met. And Haliburton, he's set to host the Pacers Foundation Charity Softball Classic next month. The game is on Monday, August 24th at Victory Field. Organizers say the event will raise money for Drive and Dish, a program founded by the Pacers head coach, Rick Carlisle, that fights food insecurity. Members of the Pacers, Colts, and Indiana Fever will be at the charity game. Former Colts punter and media personality Pat McAfee will MC that event. Tickets for the game go on sale on Friday. Heads up, the Indianapolis Zoo says it's closing today at 3 this afternoon. That's because the zoo is celebrating National Zookeeper Week. Leaders say the animal care teams will compete in zookeeper games and just relax a bit. National Zookeeper Week began in 2007 to highlight the roles in animal welfare and education. And the Indianapolis Zoo says it's proud to honor their hardworking team. Good for them. Hopefully they have a nice, relaxing day with the animals. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and WishTV.com.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.